Hello once again, buds. So this is a bunch of purchases and trades from the past couple months. Bit of a catch-up video here. Let me give you a warning though that if you're kind of weak of stomach, you might not want to watch this one. We're going to be showing some nasty stuff here. I'll try not to, of course, show anything that could get me in trouble, but yeah, there's going to be some rougher content here. I don't know if I was purposely going for that kind of thing, but a little bit. Let's go. And yeah, as usual, we're going to stop once in a while to look through stuff, flip through a little bit to showcase, go over like some good art and writing. Nothing too crazy here, maybe one or two things, but yeah, I'll put some chapter breaks for when we're stopping to look at stuff and for when we're just powering through. It'll be a mix of the two. So first stop was what's that place called? The Bookshelf, cover to cover. I got The Black Lamb by Tim Sherman and Sam Parsons. The second half of the series, that is issues 4 to 6. This is kind of like a sci-fi, fantasy, horror, mature readers. Tim Sherman, of course, always doing that kind of like post-apocalyptic, kind of outlaw. Well, I mean, like they're outlaws of society, kind of mutant, weird, environmental and costume design and stuff and creature design. Here's number 5. And number 6. We've showed this a little bit. I haven't read these yet. Just looking forward to it, getting it in completion. An issue of Cobra by Buichi Terasawa that I was missing. This is number 11. I forget how many this goes up to, but getting close to having the complete set of these. Lastly, from there, Girltalk, an anthology of independent underground little shorts by different women creators, mid-90s. Yeah, there's mature stuff in here too. And whenever you go there, you can get something that is from like previous free comic book days. He kind of has all the previous year's stuff always on hand. You're just limited to one per person per visit though. So I checked out this Mad. I forget. This has like a bunch of different creators in here though. Does it say? It looks like it's all, maybe this was for Superman Day. It's mainly Superman centric. Some Sergio Aragonés. Just a lot of different people in here. We'll keep it moving though. More Aragonés. Don Martin. Okay, let's go to the next one though. Visited kind of a newer shop, Captain's Collectibuzz, a couple times. One time was a trade and the other time some purchases. I will say though, he doesn't give like the best trade, at least to me. Maybe he's getting savvy. I bring him like decent stuff though, but yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, maybe I'm exhausting my resources of trading around town. I trade so much. Like the last trade I got like less than $1 per book there, and I was like, come on, man. But anyways, 1984 number 7, and you can see this was $8, so it is pretty minty, but the prices there are more like retail for the most part. You're not you might be paying a little bit for some grailish kind of stuff though. This one has some Corben in it, with the Strnad Mutant World. You know, I'm always looking for this. Always looking for some Mutant World. This wild stuff. Luckily, I'm not looking too hard for these magazines because it seems like they're pretty hard to find in person and even online. So I got the trade paperback of this, so luckily. So, but this also has Ghita from Frank Thorne. He was like one of the seminal creators on that Red Sonja, and this is kind of more adults only-ish kind of Red Sonja almost, at a glance anyway, or kind of what I hear. And this was recently collected into maybe a hardcover, but I hear that it doesn't really ship to Canada due to the adult content, so maybe in this 1984 is like the way that we can kind of get it. Yeah, hopefully my telling you that doesn't make you compete with me to get these, but you know, it's all part of the sport. I'm definitely looking for these. Gods and demons and armies of hell. Yeah. Well, a bit nasty. The stand-in for Red Sonja going through some turmoil, for sure. probably have to... Yeah, I don't know. Gotta be careful. An issue of Epic Illustrated. This is actually a pretty good price. Because this is issue 2. These have... You used to... Well, maybe you can kind of like find these in bargain bins, but I've noticed a lot of people are selling them around for higher towards like full retail. So cool to find this for $4. In a trade, a bunch of these are in trade. Alien from Declan Shalvey on the writing. I'd read issue 1, wanted to read more. One of my favorite Alien series is Alien Stronghold #1, an extra copy for the friends or homies. He has a bunch of these. Demon from Jack Kirby. They're all priced like around like this kind of thing though, like $15 to $20 each, but in pretty good shape. This is the Demon #11. Some supernatural kind of dark Kirby stuff. A copy of the original From Hell, Volume 3. Although was this printed in something else, maybe Taboo, even before that. But I'll take it if I can get this, sure. Sin City, Lost, Lonely, and Lethal. A one-shot. Why not show a little bit for those who don't have it anyway? This to me is kind of like past the... I don't want to be a hater, but maybe this is kind of like past the peak of Sin City, but still pretty high up. This came out like right after that Yellow Bastard, I think, right? One of the Richard Corben Swamp Thing issues, he has the other two there too still, maybe, unless somebody else got them by now, but those were like $14 an issue each. I think there's 3 Corben Swamp Things in total. This is number 20. The others are like, what, 7 and 8 or 8 or 9 or something like that, of volume 4. Yeah. I read this. It was all right. Joshua Dysart, he did a good run on Unknown Soldier that I really liked, but this was kind of just like, this was all right. It's more so for the Corben art rather than the writing, it seemed to me. Okay, this nasty one again. Enrique Sanchez Abuli and Eduardo Risso, Torpedo 1972. This is a nasty crime comic. He's not a nice guy at all. There's not very much redeeming qualities. It seems like in the older issues there was more humor, but in this he's just a bad dude, man. To the point where he even like essays a woman, grapes wrath, maybe get around stuff. So not the nicest character. 1, 2, 3. Issue 1 was a variant. I already have these 4 issues, so I was like, kind of like, maybe it would be cool to have these for a friend or for sale, but that one is a variant, so I'm kind of like, I don't know, do I keep both? I don't know. But I only see issues 1 to 4. I think this was supposed to go up to complete the story to issue 6. Usually the old Torpedoes were actually kind of standalone little short stories, but this is an overarching multi-issue story. Even online, when I see like a kind of online indexes of comics, the covers for like 5 and 6 are like blank, as if there's never been images uploaded to them any like database. So if issues 5 and 6 ever came out anywhere, I'd really like to know and get them, but I don't see them anywhere. Hopefully they exist, because I'd really like to see the end of that story. Anyway, this was a cool find. Got this in a trade. Harlan, Ellison, and Richard Corben, Vic and Blood, The Chronicles of a Boy and His Dog. Of course, this was a Don Johnson movie, also adapted to a film. Post-apocalyptic sci-fi. Dark but fun, kind of humorous stuff, but gallows humor, probably it could be called. This was a cool find. This is on my wish list for a long time. The trade paperback, of course, is in color, so this is these single issues are in black and white. I do like either version, honestly. It's kind of cool to see either, like, the differences. That was issue 1 and issue 2, the final. Okay, next place. Not everything in this video will be nasty. Some of it will actually be a little pleasant. Bacchus, issue 50. This is kind of just always talking about knowledge of like mythology and folklore, I guess. A lot of it classical Roman Greek, through a lens of modernity, maybe. This is a cool find. The first appearance of Xenozoic Tales, Death Rattle Volume 2, number 8. I did pay for this. This was from the upstairs section at Red River Books. So yeah, this is all from Red River Books, this little batch here. And this is a pretty good price. I don't know if I have a copy of this already. I thought I did, but I didn't see it around. I must have it somewhere, though. I don't think I'd ever part with this. But yeah, 15 bucks, and it's pretty minty. I think even in VG, it's maybe like 25. Maybe minty, it's more like 50 or so, or 75. But yeah, I just like Xenozoic tales, so one to keep for sure. Okay, this is a weird one. This will be nasty. I was looking for this for, I want to say the better part of a year, 6 months at least, I think. Dracula in Hell issue 2, the final part of a two-part, as far as I know. Is this Adam and Mark? I think this is like Adam Hughes on the cover, even though I don't know if it could be a different Adam Hughes, but it's kind of early, so possibly it's the famous Adam Hughes. But regardless, I got this for the content inside, which I'll have to be careful to show. This Dracula in Hell issue 1, this is I had previously got. This is what was making me look for number 2. This is a Tim Vigil cover, painted cover too. Adults only from Apple Comics. You know, I kind of just have like a Dracula section even at this point of comics. So, but yeah, let's see what I can get away with here. Some dark stuff, some really weird outsider horror with sexual content stuff. So Dracula, he arrives at the gates of hell. He says he's been looking here. This is kind of like before he became famous or that powerful. You know, there's kind of a mythology based in these comics that is totally not real, but he's used almost like an archetype of the supreme evil kind of sorcerer or magician or guy who's made a pact with the devil in order to get power on Earth. So he kind of goes through this portal here. You can see, though, it kind of looks like teeth, right? Maybe that's a spoiler. The sound, the taste, the stench. He says, my armor dissolving. The further along I go, the worse the smell. Wait, ahead, is that light? If only I can squeeze through to the other side of the devil's anus. The devil diarrheas him out, spray shits him out. He was inside the devil's guts when he went into this portal of hell. He gets shat out. And there's these other... He's one of 10 acolytes that is looking for power of hell. The devil says, our 10th recruit. Welcome, Vlad. I know who you are. In hell, all men must come before me. And the tongue extending from the devil there, the forked tongue, while he's holding Dracula in his palm. And he's saying, yes. Are you swollen with lust for me, Vlad? I think I found this in a dollar bin, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is insane. Like, not titillating, maybe to some. Give the devil his due, and it's spelled D-E-W. A little innuendo there. I won't show the next panel where the devil is skeeting on the acolytes, the 10 of them, and they're screaming in horror and pain. What else? They go through another trial for the devil. They're trying to emerge as the one suitable victor to be worthy of taking some power from the devil, being gifted some of it. They're going through these flames. Some of them burn in pain, but Vlad passes through with a smile. Says, for his heart holds no love for man or God. Yeah, another part here, when they're all in their quarters at night, you know, it's supposed to be a long process of studying magic or something in their quarters, but even on the first night, Dracula finds the Turkish acolyte and does some nasty things to him with a wine bottle. He's whacking the bottle into this tied-up Turkish acolyte, and eventually even the bottle breaks. Yeah, some nasty stuff, man. The female, better not show that. She tries to seduce Dracula. He, he's into it, and then she, of course, is about to kill him, but he kills her first, and he says, I find you more alluring, cold. Yeah, so this is just a really nasty comic. Kind of worth keeping, just to me anyway, for the as crazy it is as it is. Like, there's nothing You don't see this kind of, it's not, it doesn't follow the standards for storytelling or content. Okay, it comes with this little pinup section, Daughters of Dracula, different artists. These kind of Nosferatu women here. Different one is a little more kind of abstract or modern. Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, so I'm happy to find issue 2. We'll see. I was looking online for a long time for it. Because it was just like, what the hell? This is so crazy. What even is going to happen in this story? Yeah, don't judge me. I don't know. I'm going to hell. I'll try to do my best. So, moving on to some lighter stuff. Omaha, the Cat Dancer, number 8. This is in a trade. A bunch of traded for a bunch of Omaha, because I should have, like, I had nearly a set before when I was young, but I kind of like traded it away. But maybe it's worth having again. We'll see. Number 8, number 9, number 11. Red Sonja, number 1. I don't know what volume this is, but with a Kevin Eastman variant cover. I'll be straight up with you though. I over the past couple of years have acquired like a bunch of Red Sonja Dynamite stuff, and the writing is usually like pretty. It goes from like atrocious to like mediocre at best. It seems a lot of the time. But I thought I'd try this Kevin Eastman cover. Gronbeck is maybe not that bad though. Sometimes it's hard to find good Red Sonja. I just took a chance on this. This is Sade, or perhaps it's pronounced Charde. But when I did get it home, I looked inside and it is like gratuitous, like sex and violence, crazy shit, 90s shit. Yeah, don't judge me. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff like this. But on a lighter note, The Shadow, number 2, some Mike Kaluta and Denny O'Neil. Shadow, number 4, from the 70s. Strange Adventures, kind of a humorous Vertigo reboot of kind of like sci-fi anthologies, with a little bit more kind of undergroundish artists and writers. Joe Lansdale, Richard Corben, Mark Schultz, John Totalben. I love John Totalben. Roselle Young and Pat McKeown. Yeah, I've been looking for this for a while too. It's number 3. Neil Gaiman's Technophage, number 5. Number 6. Got like a big run of these now too. Alan Grant and Steve Pugh, The Terminator, number 1. I'm always checking out Terminator stuff. Steve Pugh was the artist on Saint of Killers a lot. That miniseries from Vertigo. Weapon X, number 5. Checking these out too, but I don't know. This is a cool find for a trade. The I Am Stan trade paperback. A graphic biography of the legendary Stan Lee by Tom Scioli from kind of associate of Cartoonist Kayfabe. I've read the first maybe 20% or so of this so far, and yeah, it seems pretty good biography. We'll see how it goes. Planetary trade paperback volume 3. I have all the issues of Planetary, well, almost, I think, but I'll take a set of the trade paperbacks too. All right. It's weird. A bunch of their Justin heavy metals are like chapters of Requiem by Pat Mills and Olivier Ledroit. This is chapter 6 it has in here. I'll show a little bit. Recently I made a little community post showing that they've solicited for a Requiem omnibus as well. Oh, this has an interview with Sid Mead also as well, the lead concept artist for Blade Runner, talking about his how he was making that. Okay, here's what we want. The chapter of Requiem. Yeah, there's an omnibus solicited now, I guess from Diamond and elsewhere. I don't know if Diamond will even be around when this comes out, because I haven't even seen like their latest catalog. I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, the omnibus is supposed to come out in like November or so, and I recommend highly getting it if you're into this kind of thing. It's the Teutonic Knights incarnation of Requiem or Heinrich. Yeah, always just exquisite. Kind of, what would you call it? Kind of like epic heavy metal death metal kind of stuff. Yeah, the environment designs too, all the kind of concept design is just unreal, man. Yeah, I love how this whole world, there's so much world building and there's so many different settings too. Look how it's kind of like this black marble and maybe like patinaed kind of copper and what would be like lead and pewter and stuff. Interiors, kind of blood red, more kind of like a weathered marble and cement and shit in hell. Oh yeah, that's Crowley in his incarnation in hell. Everybody's like has more. They're higher up in the hierarchy depending on how evil and they were in Earth or on Earth. They have more power in hell and stuff, and more rulership, and they vie for different control and stuff too. Wild stuff, man. Okay, it has this other story in here too by Raulo Caseres. The White Serpent, a nice 8-page short story where these two sculptors, the apprentice and the master, go into Medusa's garden to try and steal the like statues of fallen heroes and stuff to sell as sculpture. One of the Gorgons plucks out the eyes of the apprentice, and she becomes his kind of like slave or servant and like resident artist. She tells him his dreams, and he's kind of like a servant lover as well. Pretty good stuff. This one even written by Caseres. Yeah, if you're wondering what you can do in an 8-page story, I guess kind of making them these broad kind of like, they're almost like illuminated kind of pages or something. The like layouts or the amount of storytelling that happens in one page. Like it's an overarching story, but the pages themselves are, how do I explain it? But I saw a comment recently that was like, how do I do an 8-page story? But this is a good example. Okay, more Requiem. Why not show just a little more? So maybe that was an upgrade, that chapter 6. Here's chapter 7. I should probably just try to get all the heavy metal stuff they have there, but actually they didn't. Most of the stuff I saw that they had in was like this Requiem stuff, so I went for that. These are some of the other collections of Ledroit stuff. Of course, this is trade paperback number 1. That's like, it goes from like $200, $300, $500 now. So get that omnibus, because the omnibus, even in English, there were only 2 trade paperbacks put out. I think the others maybe in like German and French, but the omnibus is going to have more, if you're interested in this kind of thing. I saw last time that I posted about showcase some of this, and people were like, whoa, yeah, I want to get that. So it seems like that omnibus will be the way to go. I tried to order even a couple copies, because it's one of those things like when something kind of rare, kind of weird novel gets printed, and you know, if it'll be limited, and who knows if even like the next time it'll get printed again. Here he is when he's a crusader versus the Saracens, I think, looking for the Ark of the Covenant. Everybody else dies, but when he opens it, he says like, "Oh, the reason why the secret is all those who follow Lucifer are protected from its power." You know, this is not based in Christian Pilled. This is all very demonic stuff. They always bask in being evil in these. I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying it's maybe a fun read, you know. I'll show just a couple more pages here. This camera is way better than the one I had previous. A 2-page spread. Yeah, just all kinds of crazy environments in hell. You really can just like sink into these pages. There's so much detail and stuff going on. his ability to do all kinds of different things. I love like the different color palettes that he does too for different scenes. And always just wild designs. He's always great at drawing these kind of like jewelry and metals and just all kinds of stuff he can paint. Yeah, case in point. It's like Hitler's brain or something. I forget. No, it says it was the real life inspiration for Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Yeah, these chapters, they weren't even in the second trade paperback, so it's actually been quite a number of years since I've revisited this stuff. Yeah, I love it. I love this stuff. Okay, lastly from Red River Books, Monstrous Manual, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons book. This is kind of a classic to me growing up. I looked at like the book that I have, and it has my best friend from back then's name in it. I thought it was my copy for so long. I feel so bad that I've borrowed his copy for like all of our adult lives. I didn't even realize it, man. What a bad friend I am to have done that. But this has classic I mean, the only thing better than this late 80s, early 90s stuff to me. Okay, let's see. Tony DeTerlizzi, Jeff Butler, Dave Simons, Tom Baxa, Mark Nelson, Les Dorscheid, Tim Beach, and Doug Stewart. The only thing better to me than this, like, okay, some like archfiends of hell, of the pit. The only thing better to me than this style of Dungeons and Dragons art is Tony DeTerlizzi. There's always watercolor, a bunch of beholders, different kinds of beholders. Okay, the only thing better to me than this is like the 70s and 80s stuff. I love this kind of like 80s and early to mid 90s stuff. Death Knight. Yeah, the more contemporary Dungeons and Dragons art sadly is like not really to my taste, but I like this era. And that of, yeah, like I said, the late 70s, early 80s. Here's Dracula. Look for my prog metal band Dracula, our first album that's been taking a dozen years to record. I'm joking, of course, but yeah, the Dracula, that's a fine concept. I think it's a dragon wizard that has become so powerful it's learned to become immortal in an undead state. Is that the deal? Because dragons can be, of course, very intelligent. This is a section of all the different dragons. There's a bajillion of them. We'll try to power through this, but I love this stuff, so this might be a big chapter here. Metallic Dragon, Cloud Dragon, Mercury Dragon, the Shadow Dragon. That thing's fucking scary, man. Dryad, more Tony DeTerlizzi. Always drawing some fine paranormal chicks. Drow Elf. Yeah, all kinds of different elves. You know, the, what are they called? The Dark Elves. The Drow. Some Giths. Githyanki. I never dealt with these guys. They always look weird though. They're in different planes. Different kind of golems or golems. Greater Golem, Lesser. The Bone and Doll golems. Stained Glass. And these are always fun to read. I could just like flip through this forever, like for years of my life, decades. Another Lich, more Liches. Oh man, these are so good. Mind Flayer. We'll end it on the Mind Flayer. No, you know what? I think I got another one. Maybe end it on the Fungus Man. And those were going camping soon. You might be running into some of those. Oh no, we need some more skeletons though. And this warrior skeleton, hell yeah, dude. I love this stuff. Okay, but yeah, these books are always like, it's crazy how I remember being young and being like, oh man, I wish I would blow $20 on these, but now, you know, they're like 40, 50 even in beat up shape. Just about any kind of like Dungeons and Dragons book. This was like dirty, as if it'd been in like a fucking ditch or something. I cleaned the shit out of it, but it is beat up to hell. I want to keep my friend's version. His is an emotion. I should give it back to him though. I feel like such a jerk, man. What a piece of shit I am, having his Monstrous manual for like fucking so long. Okay, moving on. Hit up 204 Comics. Starting with their bargain bin stuff. I gotta say though, man, remember when they had like all those, they said they had like a shipping container and they only broke out half of it at that last con? And it was like awesome dollar bucks and stuff. I wish that they would refresh their stock more utilizing that. I'm sure they could build a lot of sets and stuff like that. Yeah, I keep going there looking for that, for maybe some of that stuff out there, but unfortunately, no. But some new stuff in the bargain bins anyways. I've seen them like even buy collections off people while I was there. But anyway, 50 cents Airboy number 2. We'll get a bunch of these. Ghosts number 104. Always a fun time. Gru number 49. Number 72. Kabuki number 9. Number 9. Kabuki Agents Scarab. Yeah, there were a bunch there before. Unfortunately, I missed out. I should have got like, they even had like all the old caliber ones there in the dollar section, but I missed out. Kabuki Dreams of the Dead. I always like I tried this out when I was younger and like didn't keep them though, but gonna revisit them. Kabuki Masks of the No. Act 2. A bunch of Kamui. Yeah, I'll still get Kamui from the bargain sets. Try to put a set like that together if I can. Number 17. Number 18. Number 19. Number... Where the hell is the number of this one? 24. 25. 26. Always nice to get a little bit in order out. Lady Justice, Volume 1, Number 9. Lady Mechanica, Free Comic Book Day. Marvel Tales starring Spider-Man, number 99. This looks like some JR Sr., Green Goblin, and Gwen Stacy. I was missing this one, Marvel Universe Deluxe Edition, number 1. Yeah, always fun to flip through these, but check it out. It's just kind of funny when I was flipping through it a little bit. The pages are still like stuck together at the, you know where they have like the little punch? There's like holes punched in them sometimes at the bottom of the newsprint. Yeah, it's still like stuck together. So is this the first time anybody's ever even opened this particular issue? That's kind of cool. So this should be like mint condition. These are, I guess these are kind of a dime a dozen though, but always fun to find these in a bargain bin for sure. I really like it, like those. No Hero, number 4. Some mature readers, Warren Ellis and Juan Jose Rip, riffing on superheroes a little bit. Rivet, number 1. Still have yet to read this, but a second copy. Siphons, number 2. I know you really want me to flip open through this, but I've done it enough. Okay, you twisted my arm. Let's give it a little quick looks. Very skilled artist. Give you some of what you want to see real quick. Where can you buy this or these original art pages? Mark Beachum, of course, on the art. Who cares about the writing? The writing's perfectly serviceable though, but it's definitely about the smutty art. The cleavage loving, both the front and rear cleavage art of Mark Beachum. Just makes me feel rage though. Just want to get my knife. Just joking around. Yeah, kill him. The last page, ending on a high note for sure. Godly. More from the dollar or from the bargain bins. Top 10, number 1. I don't know what volume this is though. This is a weird one. Silver Wolf or Silver Wolf, as the Rugmeister might say. Silver Wolf comic book trivia. This is a weird one. These are all like pretty hard questions too. Let's just like look at random ones. Who is Sid Mane? True or false? Toka Jungle King never had his own title. How many appearances did the original Spider-Woman make in 1944? What the fuck? On which network did Space Ghost first appear? Okay, here's needs one. What are the names of the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? 300, the 400 questions, even more. Where is Count Vertigo's base of operations? What former member of the X-Men became one of their deadliest enemies? Who is Enigma better? No, that's jeez. Okay, 420 questions. How about that? All right. I'll take that as a sign of good luck. Weird War Tales, number 120. Wolverine, number 34. Mark Silvestri and Dan Green. Hell yeah. Okay, getting out of the bargain bins. A lot of the back issues, when they become back issues, current back issues, I should say, when they're like a few months old or so, they are $1 off the American cover price, which is a pretty good policy, I think. Salmon Twitch Case Files number 9. These have been pretty fun to read, but unfortunately I haven't got a full story arc together yet. I'm just kind of reading pieces of them and being like, oh, I want the rest of it. Number 10. This is a cool find because I love this Golden Age, like Human Torch and Submariner. But they're always like really expensive. This one is still in the package, so theoretically it should be worth a ton of money, but I just want to read them. This is Marvel Golden Age Human Torch. This was in a section that was like half off. I think it was half off the American cover price. So that's good because these can fetch a pretty penny. And yeah, I just love the attitude of this old stuff. This like, would it be called Golden Age? Human Torch and Submariner? Fucking rules. Yeah, this'll be some nice stuff. Okay, lastly from 204, from the free stuff, a new edition of Superman, All-Star Superman number 1, free. These were going around. Everybody's got one of these by now, right? You should. Okay, last shop in the box, Mighty Comics. A bunch of back issue bin diving there, because it seems like he's buying like collections or boxes of people's stuff, which is definitely awesome to see. I love going into comic shops and seeing that they have like bunches of new collections and back issues in. Astonishing X-Men number 21. Number 22. Whedon and Cassidy putting that all together. Doom 2099 number 1. This is an extra copy because, like I said, this is awesome. I'm not one for cape shit too much, but Doom 2099, so far I guess a mark of approval, but checking out some more. That's just based on issue number 1. Issue 1 was sick. Number 4. Number 5. I think I've maybe got like the first 8 now. Number 7 from here and elsewhere. And number 8. Marvel Masterworks Volume 6 or some shit. The Fantastic Four numbers 11 to 20. Again, like all this kind of age of this stuff. I had never thought I would get into this stuff, but I really like it a lot. Some back issues of Fatale. I think he was selling me these for like $2 each. Number 6. Number 7. Baker and Sean Phillips. Number 8. Sabretooth, number 4. Number 5, Variant Edition. Kind of wanting to read this set too. Steel Claw, number 2. Yeah, I think I have the first 3 of these now. Okay, these are like resolicits. Ordered these from Diamond or whatever the supplier is. God damn it, how the fuck am I gonna order like independent shit now? The previous magazine was like my way to see what independent stuff was coming out, like yeah. And I heard there's like websites to look, what is it, like Lunar or even Penguin Random House. Are you supposed to try and look at catalogs or solicitations there? But it's just it was always easier for me when it comes to like 400 pages of stuff to like look through a catalog rather than scrolling on some website that's refreshing and ads and like fucking with the memory fucking up and stuff, like for one issue per like screen, and you're just doing this. I don't know. I don't know if, let me know what I should do, because I want to still be able to order independent shit every month. Okay, but these are resolicitations from Avatar. Alan Moore's writing for comics, and I hear this isn't like a guide for writing comics, but him just kind of like ranting or raving or whatever. Or just talking, you know, going off the top of the dome. Alan Moore is writing for comics. This was like, you know, these are on sale often from Avatar, still minty from the warehouses. Same with this stuff. Threshold. And this looks like trash. When I saw this in my orders. I was like, what the fuck? Are you sure I ordered that? This looks like shit. But I guess I was a bit savvy because this actually has, you know, the art inside is actually way better than the exterior. And it has like a bunch of different artists. But these also have Juan Jose Rip doing like Monara style hardcore like erotica, and I think those are like something that's not collected in English really, or at least it's super hard to find. I didn't even know it existed until I saw it in here. But that stuff, you know, use your imagination. Juan Jose Rip doing kind of like yeah, like Monara level erotica stuff. So that's pretty wild. So threshold number 51, 52. I don't think it's in 53 and 54, but maybe 53. 53, 54. Yeah, if you're into that stuff, maybe these are something you want to keep an eye out for. Unholy Argent vs. Onyx by Patchan and Nahual Lopez. Number 0. Look at these back covers. This is so like, I'm such a fucking meathead, but unapologetically, I'll continue to be one. Unholy Argent vs. Onyx, number 1. Number 2. I never checked out this Jungle Fantasy though. It always looked too stupid for me. Watch me actually check it out and be like an advocate of it and be like, this is good stuff, guys. Oh my gosh. Unholy Argent vs. Onyx, number 3. Another set of that there. Okay, lastly, when he was doing his May like half off everything sale, I was like, I called him on the phone. I'm like, make sure you put that Avengers annual number 10 aside for me. I'll buy it. And when I got there, I'm like, yeah, so it's like half off. And he's like, I guess so. And I'm like, what? You didn't want to like have it as part of that sale? Which would make sense. I hadn't even thought of that. And he's like, well, yeah, it should be worth like 90 or more. It's near mint. And you know me, I'm not like a huge key guy, but I'm kind of getting to the point where if they are keys for like characters I like, or maybe also if it's like a steal of a deal. Because I will say, like, for those concerned with money, much like there are other hobbies that people in the know are just plain good at. Like, you can kind of, I want to think, like, say my younger sister with sneakers. She's like a sneakerhead, and she like sneakers that she's got of like the value of them was like better than any kind of like savings account and shit like that, right? In this time of inflation and shit, like who knows? You could get into crypto and stuff, which is probably like maybe a smart thing if you know about that, or I don't fucking know. But I don't think you go too wrong with comics. Like I said, the Ninja Turtles stuff that I bought like 10 years ago is like 10x in price since then and shit like that. But anyways, just validating, I guess. Avengers Annual number 10, first appearance of Rogue. Yeah, this was a good price. So, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to be that guy that's like, that you're like, oh fuck, this guy, he's gonna try to strong arm me and stuff whenever you see me. So I'm like, oh, how about I offer like even 60 or something, or like let's start there. And he's like, no, that's okay. And then I was like, all right, I'll at least give you 50 though. Because I was like, yeah, as if this is near mint, but I looked at it and I was like, wow, it is pretty near mint. At least it's like VF. Depending how strict you are. I think my comic shop would deem this probably a near mint though. The only thing is like that little indentation there. And a little bit of that. I mean, that's how many points or decimal points off you take for that, right? That's about it. So yeah, pretty cool. Like I said, I'm not like a huge key guy, but yeah, I guess I did pretty good on that one probably. So thanks for watching, guys. More crazy shit to come. Just, you know, kind of average, all kinds of stuff all over the place here, but like I said, we like focusing on writing and art primarily. So yeah, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe and stuff if you haven't already, and if you like these videos. And yeah, comment. It's always fun to hear from you too. Anything you feel like saying, don't be shy. It's always fun for me to hear it. All right. Thanks, guys. Happy hunting out there. Peace.